This is Audible Grown with Paul Brunell and Stephen Carroll, the pop culture podcast covering sports, movies, and everything in between. Enjoy the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 10 of Audible Grown, and we do have an amazing show for you tonight because there was a very, very special event happening.
Double digits in episode, but it's about a single digit.
Yes,
today.
the number 5. Sony has officially unveiled a lineup of 26 PlayStation 5 games, some smaller, some larger, some huge, followed by the very surprise reveal of the PlayStation 5 console, which many people thought was coming months later.
Yes.
But before we dive in, we'd like to thank you for listening. We are going to have a 1-year special coming up soon, and we have a very fun topic that we're going to be talking about, but we're not going to reveal it yet.
Reveal it yet.
Well, we think we're going to have a lot of fun discussing. What we're going to discuss. We'll start hinting towards it little by little.
And we hope you remember who we are.
Yes, and the recesses of pop culture go far and deep. And that's all I'll say.
Yes.
Yes. But Steven, we're both PlayStation guys. If there are Xbox listeners, we still appreciate you. We just don't agree with you.
Yeah.
But there was a place. Sony knocked it out of the park today.
Christmas in June. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. So I figured I have a list here of the PlayStation 5 games that were officially revealed, and we're gonna go through this list and give our thoughts. But maybe kick it off with like the most interesting reveal, and that's how Rockstar is just like milking this game for all it's worth.
More GTA 5 stuff.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
I'm not against it, but my question to you is, how much is too much?
That's a good question. And if you didn't watch the event, they basically revealed that Grand Theft Auto 5 is coming to the PlayStation 5 in the last half of 2021, probably in September, and it's going to be expanded and updated and enhanced and probably almost fully built up for the PlayStation 5 with all new features and graphics, and it's gonna look incredible. I think
it was specifically made to run on the PS5. I just wanted to put that out.
Yeah, it's going to look cool. And so what Rockstar is doing is, starting right now, every month until release, so that's going to be like almost a year and a half, they're going to offer $1 million in GTA Online to players. And then people who get PlayStation Grand Theft Auto 5 for PS5 will automatically and for free be allowed to take place in GTA Online.
Yes.
I started my words there, but that's because this event was so incredible.
I have to clarify, $1 million.
Yeah, not real money.
In game money.
Yeah, can you imagine? I'd be signing up right this instant.
Yes.
Yeah. But if you look at Shadow of the Colossus, it came out for PS2. They remastered it for PS3. They remade it for PS4. So I think if you take certain games that have the cultural impact that like GTA 5 did, I think, and because of its popularity, like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people are still on GTA Online every single day.
Yes.
And so I think because of its popularity, I don't think it's a bad idea. I think this is as far as it can go without them like really milking it, but I'm excited.
Yes. I mean, Rockstar, you could argue, is one of the top video game companies in the whole world. So.
Yeah, second to what? Maybe Naughty Dog and Insomniac, Square Enix,
yeah,
Guerrilla Games, stuff like that. And yeah, they revealed Grand Theft Auto 5, and then to probably almost every single person's delight, Spider-Man, the sequel to Spider-Man is happening, and it is Spider-Man Miles Morales, focusing entirely on Miles Morales. He was introduced in this first game. He had his own movie, Into the Spider-Verse, and he's just a wildly successful character.
My favorite Spider-Man movie, I would say.
Yeah, it was just unbelievable, and
But
they really laid the threads for his story. So that having a whole game focused on Miles, I think, is going to be absolutely brilliant.
and that's how they opened the GTA is how they opened, but it was the first thing after GTA
Yeah, that was exciting.
was the Miles Morales.
Yeah, and so it's not just a DLC; it's an entire
No,
game.
it's an entire game.
And I'm sure they'll have Yuri Lowenthal's Spider-Man in it. But focusing on Miles is going to be great because people are really going to get to see just how in-depth and genius his character is. Like, people loved him from the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's going to be exciting. And that's going to look incredible. Like, New York City in 4K PlayStation 5 graphics.
I know. I'm already excited about it. I'm pretty comfortable saying that it could be a launch title because
Yeah.
they said it was coming this year.
Yeah, holiday. Yeah, my guess is that all of the games that had a holiday release are going to be launch titles.
Yes.
The only one they didn't mention, which they already had mentioned previously, was Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is going to be a launch title as well.
Yeah.
And then another launch title is Gran Turismo 7.
Yeah, with a campaign mode.
Yeah, that looked pretty cool. It looked like there was a little bit of like an open world style kind of thing going on there in that trailer.
An open world racing game. I can't recall there ever being an open world
No, never.
racing game. So I think it's the first
Actually, no.
one ever.
Forza Horizon did it first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry for the.
And I think Midnight Club was open world too.
Okay.
And some Need for Speeds were open world.
Alright. Never mind.
No, that's okay. But it's definitely the first Gran Turismo open world PS5 game.
Yes.
And I don't know if you could catch it a little bit, but you made a comment, and if you guys haven't seen the trailers yet, pause this, go watch them, because we're going to be talking about them. But you made a comment about the sound of the engine, and that reminded me of the 3D sound that PlayStation's going to be doing. Because can you imagine hearing that as intended?
Just everything. Just imagine hearing the sound of New York City
Oh, man.
as you're playing
Yeah.
Miles Morales.
Yeah, seriously. And it's really cool right now, because with the we're slowly coming out of the virus, but right now New York City is like a ghost town. And so it's going to be really refreshing to play a game where New York City is bustling.
Yeah.
And I would imagine by the time the game comes out, New York City is going to be busy again too, so that'll be nice.
Right on time.
Right on time, yeah. So and then much to I think both of our delight, the very next game revealed was a franchise that's been on PlayStation 1 for the PlayStation 2 since the beginning. It started in 2001.
Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I love that little
Yes.
play on words
They
there.
go in different dimensions.
Yeah, and they
too.
reveal at the end of the trailer a female Ratchet.
Yes.
Yep.
And it was mentioned that you might be able to switch dimensions instantly. So
Yeah, and the cool thing is, like, this is the kind of game where I don't know if it was the game director, but someone from Insomniac basically mentioned how this game is going to take advantage of the PlayStation 5 technology, like the haptic triggers, the way the controller's built, the 3D sound. And so, like, if that's a launch title, I feel like that's a great game to get.
3D sound.
Yeah,
That's the thing
I'm so excited.
looking forward to
I'm
the
excited.
most.
The only thing that's gonna be like imagine playing horror games with 3D sound,
Oh God.
like that Resident Evil one.
We'll get to Resident
Yeah, later on.
Evil in a minute.
That looked a little too dark even for me. I'm like, that's a bit
But
too much.
Those games are known for being
Really dark. Yeah.
really dark.
Yeah. Yeah, but Ratchet and Clank looked really cool. And then, were you gonna say something?
No, go ahead.
And then a very short teaser for this game called Project Athia, which was really quick, but then PlayStation made that their banner on Facebook.
Yeah.
So it's got to be something big.
It's gotta be something big.
But there's a female protagonist there, and not too much was revealed, but it looks kind of like in a fantasy setting.
When that trailer first started, I thought it was like another Tomb
I did too.
Raider game.
Yeah, no, I thought it was another Tomb Raider too, which is funny.
I saw the female protagonist,
Yep.
and I thought it was Lara Croft.
I did too, which is kind of funny. We're thinking the same exact thing.
Like,
And then can we please talk about the game afterwards that you basically play a cat?
yeah, and
Stray.
right.
Yeah. So there's this game revealed, and it's in the city at night, and there's a cat walking around, and all these people and all that. And it has a very almost like Parisian, like noir type of feel. And then it's kind of revealed at the end that you're going to be playing the cat in the game.
I didn't know where that was going in the lead. I'm like, a cat? Where that
A cat? Yeah, that was really cool. I'm excited about it though.
But when I was gonna say earlier, like, speaking of remaster, you know how they just remastered Final Fantasy VII?
Yeah, yep.
So my question is, why didn't they just wait and have that for a PS5 title?
Yeah, well, that's an interesting question, right? And that kind of speaks to the end of a console generation. Is you have these games that come out like The Last of Us Part 2
Yeah.
and Ghost of Tsushima, and those are games that kind of end a generation. And it's interesting watching these PS5 games be revealed and then going back and playing these last AAA titles, because you're looking at the height of the PS4, but then you're looking at what's just a little bit better than it.
Yes.
And so playing The Last of Us, seeing the graphics are incredible, but a week before seeing graphics that were just a little better, you're already being teased the future while playing the end of what you have now.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the case for a lot of games. They finish their development cycle right before the new system comes out. That's kind of how Final Fantasy was.
I just thought of, that's a well-known game.
Yeah.
I just would have thought they would have waited. I'm happy we got it when we did, but that just crossed my mind. I wanted to see what you thought about it.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like I feel like it was too early to do dual. There are some games that are definitely Assassin's Creed kind of is like a dual thing,
yeah.
where it's PS4 and PS5. But I think the studios want to get those big games out there last second, just to kind of give the PS4 that last boost.
True.
And then the game after after Stray was this kind of creepy looking game called Returnal, and that's the one that had that female astronaut.
Yeah.
That was kind of like that movie Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise. So essentially she's dying and coming back to life, and then dying and coming back to life.
Yeah.
But the world's different every time.
Yes.
That looked really interesting, because you were like a space game at first, but then it kind of got really weird.
And I was like, I feel compelled to say that it's kind of nice seeing games with female protagonists.
Yeah, absolutely is.
Because there's not, up to this point, there's not really a lot of them.
Yeah, the ones that come to mind right now,
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider, and then Aloy, Horizon Zero Dawn,
Yeah.
is another big one. But yeah, you're right. We do need a lot more
Yeah.
Life is Strange, right, has a female protagonist.
Yeah.
Um,
The
the first one, yeah, but we definitely need more of that.
Yeah.
It's very exciting to see even more women step into roles of game development.
Yeah.
Leading games, having more input. That's why it's so exciting to see it like in the film industry, but in the video game industry, you want to see more of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like when you see women take the stage at E3 and talk about the games that they've developed and they're so passionate about. It's cool to see a future where there's equality in that area because how many creative minds and women are there waiting to unleash these amazing games.
Right. Right.
So I think the future's bright in that regard. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, but I thought that game you just mentioned was a space game.
It looked like one a little
and
bit.
like
Kind of is.
Like you said, it turned out to be
like scary.
weird.
Yeah. But kind of like transitioning to something more kiddish. And again, I made this point during the presentation that I'm glad Sony is appealing to the kids too, because they know there are kids watching this, and they're going to be games that they're going to want to play too.
Yeah.
And so they kind of reintroduce a PlayStation mascot, Little Big Planet. I played it a little bit. Do you know anything about it at all?
Not really.
No, the main character's name is Sackboy, because he's literally like a burlap sack. And this is called Little Big Planet, A Big Adventure.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it's going to be a big adventure.
Nice.
Thank you. I worked really hard on that one. I was up all night.
Yeah.
And then, that's fun. Then there's another crazy game that we'll talk about soon that is appealing to kids, and it's from the maker of Octodad, which I think was a PS4 title too when that launched.
Mm-hmm.
And so we also had Destruction All-Stars, which looks like a kind of like a
Demolition Derby.
Yeah, like a blend between like Fortnite and like Demolition Derby and that other game where you like play soccer with cars. I don't remember. Rocket League. Yeah. It looked like that style.
Yeah.
And I know people complain a lot about like having smaller games be showcased, but you gotta have these are 1, 2, 3, 4 person teams developing games. Like they need to be highlighted too.
That's a lot of work.
A lot of work
for such a small game.
A lot of work, yeah.
And it's funny you bring up Rocket League. This is how well we know each other, because that trailer came on. The way they presented that, I thought of Rocket League.
I did too, immediately. I thought it was like a sequel or something.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then after that was this really cool game that caught my attention immediately. Kena, Bridge of Spirits.
It caught my attention.
Yeah.
Like, I was talking to her in the middle of the trailer.
Yeah, Kena, Bridge of Spirits for PS5. And that was the first game I saw that more of like an indie game, and there were kind of sequences of gameplay where I looked around the environment and I thought, man, that looks beautiful. Like the environments are stunning, and you could definitely tell this was next gen.
Yep.
And I'm going to read this right off the PlayStation blog. Right off it says this. It says, it's hard to describe the excitement and pride we felt for our entire team as the trailer for our first game, Kena Bridge of Spirits, was revealed during the PS5 digital event. My brother Mike and I founded the studio with the goal of creating immersive content through compelling characters and cinematic worlds. They say it's a small team with a background in animation and film, and so they've worked on movies. But it says this, it's a story-driven action-adventure set in a charming world rich with exploration and fast-paced combat. Players find and grow a team of tiny spirit companions called the Rot, enhancing their abilities and creating new ways to manipulate the environment. I'm assuming they'll use PlayStation 5's new
engine.
Yeah, like the engine, the controls, the sound, and all that stuff. But it looked like a really cool game that you could just lose yourself in.
It piqued my interest right when that trailer began.
Yeah, and maybe talk about the next one. Goodbye Volcano High.
That one was unique to me because you don't see a lot of games, especially nowadays, where it's completely animated.
Yeah.
Like 2D cartoons.
Yeah, what was that quote again?
Um,
Great quote.
Like when you have nothing to lose, you might as well jump.
Yeah, cool. That was
Awesome.
fantastic.
Something like that. I heard that and was like, I gotta live by that.
Yeah, seriously. And the game is cool because they look like they're like hybrid between like human and animals.
Yeah.
But the story looks like this girl is graduating high school and she's like spending summer with her friends and she wants to kind of move on and do bigger things in life. At least that's the vibe I got from it.
Yeah. Or maybe her like wondering what next and she doesn't really know. I don't know. I
Yeah,
sort of got that vibe too.
yeah. That it looks really cool. You
Like,
love to see.
it just reminded me of something we all go through as humans. Like after we graduate high school, we're like, okay, what do we do now?
Yeah. You kind of have that moment where you're like college, gap year,
Yeah,
community college,
Yeah.
online college, any kind of college. You know.
so maybe that's why that game like rang a bell with me, because I could kind of relate
Yeah.
to the vibe.
Yeah, that was cool. And then, yeah, it looks like it's gonna be like a coming of age, kind of like finding yourself, finding your destiny kind of story.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the game after that was called Oddworld Soulstorm, and Oddworld is I think a few games that have come out for PS2 and PS3. I think the first one was called Oddworld Abe's Odyssey. I don't know too much about it. It looked like the characters were like had like shrunken heads.
Right.
But since we're on Audible Grown, we can do a little live research here while we talk about it and see what the heck this game is about. I'm sure there might be some Audible Grown listeners out there who are like, how do you not know what Oddworld is? But, well, it's impossible to play every game.
We can't get to every game.
No, I grew up on Sly Cooper and Jack and
Do
Daxter.
you want me to get into another game while you do that?
No, I found it. But we can. Oddworld Abe's Odyssey came out in 97 for the PlayStation 1.
Wow.
And then a deluxe version came out in 2009, 2010, and 2013. And they had 1, 2, 3, 4 sequels, and then this game. But what was the game you were going to talk about?
Hitman.
Oh, yeah, they look great.
I might be out of order with that
Nah, it
one,
doesn't matter.
but it was amazing.
Yeah, the graphics are incredible.
And we both knew instantly, oh, that's Hitman.
Yeah, you could tell like by the aesthetic.
Yeah.
And they kind of teased it in a way where
Yeah.
you weren't really sure if it was Agent 47. But it looks like even the graphics are completely stunning for
Yeah.
PS5.
Yep.
And we're actually watching the first one right now, which is in that particular series. Like Hitman dates back to like 2001.
Even further than that.
Is it further? Like, probably
I
is.
think, it's only the first one was in 2000.
Oh wow, 20 years, huh?
Yeah,
Crazy.
from the PS1.
Yeah, and we were watching the video from 2016, and those graphics were great. So I can't imagine what it's gonna look like
I actually
on a PS5.
watched part of the PS1 playthrough.
Really?
A while back, and it's amazing how far games have come.
Oh God, I believe it
Because when
completely.
you go back that far and
Yeah.
see like PS1, your jaw drops.
Oh
Like,
man! Oh seriously. And like in just in a short amount of time, in 20 years, we made so many technological achievements.
yeah.
And speaking of technological achievements, another game that looks incredible is a game that was revealed at E3 last year.
And that game we were really excited about coming out of that.
Yeah, and that's called Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another game with absolutely
Oh, stunning.
stunning Yeah.
It looks a little bit like Spirited Away, Hayao Miyazaki from Studio Ghibli,
Yes.
meets like Ghostbusters. Like you're like this kind of detective guy who's like can capture spirits, but it doesn't look like too scary. It looks more like playful.
Right.
But I think you can talk to ghosts, like Ghostwire, like communication. And you're in Japan, and Tokyo looks stunning. And the gameplay trailer was just him running around capturing these different looking like spirits, and
It
it
was
was
so
really cool.
visually amazing.
Yeah, it looked really interesting, and I'm very excited for that one.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Was there a release window for that one at all? Did they say 2021 or
I want to say 2021.
20? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we had a string of indie games that I'll just mention because you can go watch those trailers. But there's one called The Far Shore. There's one called Godfall, which was teased earlier. There's one called Solar Ash, and then we had Hitman 3. The Astro's Game Room is coming out for the PS5, which Astrobot is another game series.
Yeah.
There is another one called Little Devil Inside, which sounds really creepy. So those are all indie games. So go watch those trailers. Go support those developers.
Was there another game that they end up on the moon at the end of the trailer?
Yes.
What was that one?
I want to say that was Solar Ash.
Oh, that.
That one actually looked really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. He like this astronaut's in New York and the world's getting destroyed, and he takes this girl with him, and they end up on the moon.
I was really interested in that too.
Yeah, that looked really cool. But then, Steve, NBA 2K21.
It's still in the very early stages of development, pre-alpha, but the trailer or I should say the teaser that we got with Zion Williamson was absolutely amazing.
Oh, those graphics! Like even like the way they animated the sweat on his face.
Yeah.
Like crazy good. Those graphics look
Yeah.
incredible. And just because it's in pre-alpha doesn't mean we have to wait a long time. It's coming out in the fall.
In my phone.
Just I wouldn't be surprised. They're gonna do what they do with every sports game: a September release for PS4 and probably a November release for PS5.
Right.
Because they're gonna do the same thing with Madden. And they didn't show up. They didn't show Madden.
Why I'm gonna wait to get any sports games.
Yeah, might as well play them on like the best graphics possible.
Yeah.
Yep. And then speaking of what we were talking about before with wanting to appeal to kids too, they had this wacky looking game called Bug Snacks where like it was like food
yeah.
as bugs.
That was strange.
That was the craziest.
But I got a very good laugh out of it.
It was like, what would be good, man, if we like took bugs but made them food.
Yeah.
And you played as a strawberry with googly eyes.
Like,
Great idea.
it was literally
Crazy.
a strawberry
With
eyes.
it's like a donut running around. There's like fish swimming in the lake, but they're like
Yeah.
baby back ribs.
Yes.
It's so dumb. It's I don't know. Like that studio's known for really wacky games.
I like out of the box ideas. So.
Yeah, stuff like that. And you'd be surprised. Like those games can blow up sometimes.
Not enough of those around.
No, not really, not at all. And then they have something that me and you are super interested in, Deathloop.
We remember this from
last year.
E3 last year.
Yeah.
We were blown away by it then, and this only added to.
Seriously, do you want to talk about like the story that we have so far?
So, actually, the two people, a guy and a girl, who I don't know if they were together and had like a falling out. I don't know the whole premise, but as far as I know, they're like two assassins just trying to kill each other. And
Yeah, and the first trailer was really ominous, but this trailer was more zany, kind of like old style, a little bit of noir. It has a little bit of a Dishonored feel because it's from Bethesda, but yeah, they're like assassins trying to come at like one up each other all the time and trying to hunt each other.
and it has a first person feel, like that first person.
Yeah, yep. Then Bethesda's like a master at that. If you ever played Dishonored, which is an incredible
I
series,
think
you
you
gotta see.
can play as either character, I believe.
Yeah, and I want to let's see. There's like some supernatural elements to it.
They actually
And I'm curious
showed
about.
some gameplay footage in the
Yep.
trailer too.
Yeah, it looks really cool. And the tagline. If you remember the tagline, so good. If at first you don't succeed, die again. It's kind of like that movie. Was it Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, or like hunting? I don't really remember.
Something like that.
But you play as Colt, who is trapped in a time loop on the enigmatic island of Black Reef, doomed to repeat the same day for eternity. Again, sounds like Live, Die, Repeat. The only chance for escape is to break the loop by assassinating 8 key targets before the day resets. In the trailer, Cole fights to escape the titular death loop. He kills a lot of non-player characters with all sorts of weapons, including some that feel like they came from Dishonored. But he also has to fight against Juliana, a rival assassin, played by another human, so it's probably going to be like co-op, which would be freaking amazing, whose job is to kill the assassin and keep the death loop cycle going. Colt has to kill 8 different targets, but Juliana can stop him, or I assume kill the targets herself. Can you imagine? So if you do co-op, most co-op games are you working together. This would be the first time ever that I can remember where you're 2 people playing in the same room, but you're trying to sabotage each other.
It's
Genius.
really unique.
Yeah.
Really unique.
That was definitely one of the standouts from the presentation.
Yeah.
So excited for that. It's going to be amazing. And that comes out that's a launch title.
Yeah.
That comes out this year.
I'm so
We got to do this
excited.
together.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be great. Keep an eye out for Deathloop. And then we never played the series, but Demon's Souls was a huge series that came out in 2008 for the PS3. And then it was followed by Dark Souls, I think, in 2011. And then Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3. And then Bloodborne was a spin-off. But Demon's Souls is being remade from the ground up. And it's actually has the notoriety of one of the hardest video games of all time.
There you go.
So if you want challenge so hard that you're ripping your hair out and punching holes through your wall at 1 a.m, that's the game for you.
That's what I got NASCAR Heat for.
Yeah, that's what you got Mortal Kombat for.
Yeah.
When I was, maybe like 16 or 17, I couldn't beat this guy in Mortal Kombat, and I got so mad I punched a hole through my closet door. I'm not proud of it.
We all rage at some point.
Yes, Rage Against the Dying of the Light.
Fine.
Yep. And then they had that really scary. Resident Evil is a very, very famous series. It's been going on for a long time. They just remade Resident Evil 3, but they announced Resident Evil 8, which looks like it takes place in some kind of creepy village. And it looks, honestly...
It's called the Village.
The Village, yeah, Resident Evil Village. If you like those kinds of games, good for you. That doesn't just look scary. It looks like sinister, way too dark. Way too dark.
I don't touch those.
Yeah, like borderline, like demonic, like really weird, creepy.
I'll go psychotic if I play.
Yeah, especially with that 3D sound, right? Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Maybe watch some gameplay on YouTube if you want to get a glimpse, but it looks
Talk
intense.
about giving people nightmares with that 3D sound on top.
Yeah, seriously. That's going to be scary. And then probably the biggest announcement of the night was the announcement to one of PS4's biggest games, Horizon Zero Dawn.
We're getting a second one.
Yep. It's called Horizon 2, The Forbidden West. And I don't know if you know this, but Horizon Zero Dawn takes place in the future where we're called the Old Ones. Technology drove humanity mad and destroyed all of humankind. And all of the cities and world as we know it is overgrown, and humanity's kind of regressed back into like archaic times, like
Yeah.
tribes.
So
But they worship the computers who are still active on their own.
the world has basically reset itself,
Yeah.
but it's still run by computers.
Yeah, and they've made those computers gods.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of interesting, like speaks to like the nature of humanity, like
Yes.
even to like today how we can worship technology,
And then some of that in society today. So
Oh yeah, on your phone 24/7 looking at social media,
yeah.
scrolling constantly
Yeah.
without realizing there's a whole wide world around you if you just, but that looks really exciting. The graphics alone were just like probably the best graphics I've seen all
Yeah.
night. Incredible. And the game still holds up today, the first one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's only 3 years old. And then they had another one, Pragmata. Pragmata? I don't remember too much about it. Handy dandy Google.
Me either, actually.
Pragmata PS5. Oh, I'm sorry. That is actually the one with the astronaut in the moon. That is not
Oh.
Solar Ash. So
You just heard moon and dinosaur.
Solar Ash. Yeah. Yep. That is Pragmata. Yep. That is a Capcom game with a spaceman and a mysterious child, and they end up on the moon somehow.
Yes.
Coming. Oh, and that's the one that was not coming until 2022. The only one coming that late.
2022.
Yeah. So it's at least it could be 2 years away or 2.5 years away.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. And now, should we get to the best part of the whole thing?
Yeah.
And that's the reveal
Yes.
of the actual PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
itself.
What are your thoughts? Give us your thoughts.
Well, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, first of all, what's wrong with you? Just kidding. Don't hate me for that. But Sony paying homage to the PlayStation 1.
Yep. It's beautiful. By making it white on the outside.
Yes.
I absolutely loved it. I know someone who is not too fond of it, but that's okay.
We both know the same person.
Yeah.
Not
But it's interesting. The console can stand up. If you've ever seen the movie, goodness gracious, it's a movie that came out recently with The Rock. Skyscraper, I think it was called.
Yeah,
But the building, I mean the PS5 when it's standing up almost has the shape of the building from that movie.
yeah.
Which is like it's very sleek. It comes up on either side, which is white, and then it kind of like pans out in opposite directions at the top, and then the middle is all black, and on the inside there's a blue light, and on the right, if you're getting the disc edition, there is a slot for the disc.
There's gonna be two different consoles, though.
Yeah, and you want to get the digital.
Yes. Now, the only difference with the digital and the CD equipped one is that the CD slot is removed on the digital,
Yeah, that's it.
so you would buy all your games online
Yeah.
through the PlayStation Store.
Yep. And that one has that little disc part removed, so it's a little sleeker. It's like a little thinner. It kind of,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I've been buying most of my games lately anyway, so I think I'm gonna get that one.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna get the disc-based edition just because I love the feel of a new game in your hands and the smell of the plastic and like reading the instruction booklet and like that nostalgic stuff. Like having a physical copy is really, I love it.
I do too, but I'd rather not have to worry about taking care of the CG. So.
Yeah, I mean, which makes sense. And the Xbox did it already. One of the Xbox, I think it might have been the cheaper version, that came out in 2017, introduced a digital-only console. And so kind of, this is the second time this has happened.
Yeah.
Really, for main consoles.
First time for PlayStation.
Yeah.
And Sony.
Yep, Sony's like, I beat you first. And I'm like, your console doesn't look that good.
No.
I said it in the last podcast. It looks like a cooling fan.
Yes.
Kind of like those big things you put in your room that like filter the air at night, giant cooling,
Right.
But the only thing it's going to be filtering is people's money, because it's just going to... That was a bad joke. I am so sorry.
We're allowed.
I'll try.
One of those.
But it looks great. I'm really excited about it. And there's accessories, too.
Yeah, there's a headset, there's a built-in microphone on the controller.
Yeah.
There's a USB port, there's like adaptive triggers, there's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, there's a headset you can get. There's a media remote. Because
I forgot about the remote.
Yeah, there's a camera, a PlayStation camera, and the media remote is because the system supports 4K Blu-ray, like 4K discs.
Yes.
Which unfortunately Xbox got to first. But hey, our console looks better. Our games look better. We have better exclusives. We have better exclusives. Here's my question: does the Xbox have The Last of Us?
No.
Does the Xbox have Uncharted?
No.
Does the Xbox have God of War?
No.
Okay, then. That's all I need to say.
And by the way,
or Jack and Daxter? Or Sly Cooper?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't.
The Last of Us Part 2 is
a week away.
A week from tomorrow.
A week from tomorrow. Reviews come out tomorrow. Be wary. Spoilers for the entire game have leaked online like a month ago. So if you want to, please don't look the game up if you don't want to ruin it.
Away, I have.
Go in fresh. Go in and enjoy the game fresh. They've worked on it for like 7 years. And the only first impression I saw is someone said it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. So
that's a good sign.
We'll see. We'll see how it is. The leaks have been kind of controversial. So who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
The director came out today and said you're either going to love it or you're not going to like it. But you're definitely not going to be ambivalent about it.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing they're going to take some very bold storytelling choices, and we'll see what they do.
I don't mind that.
But actually, by the time this podcast is released, the game will be out already, most likely.
Yeah.
So let us know what you guys thought of it. That'll be coming out on the 12th. No, the 19th, I'm sorry.
And maybe we can do like a mini episode.
Spoiler podcast.
If we both see the game,
yeah,
we could give our thoughts.
Yeah, man, like as a gamer, there's so many good games coming up, and as a gamer, you're like, money, why? But then you're like, games, why?
Yes.
Like they just didn't, like the Destroy All Humans is coming out for PS5, a remake of that, PS4, I'm sorry. SpongeBob, Battle for Bikini Bottom, Rehydrated.
We're getting
that one.
And then Rehydrated.
Yes. Yep.
Because of course it is.
Yep. Fresh out of water.
SpongeBob.
You're welcome.
I'll never live that down.
No, it's okay. It's a similar title.
We'll tell that story if you guys want to hear it.
Well, it was just SpongeBob. See, now I'm forgetting the movie title too, so I probably would have said Fresh Out of Water. Sponge Out of Water. Yeah. Came out in 2015, and you called it Fresh Out of Water one day. And all I could think of was just SpongeBob running out of water all day.
Mm-hmm.
Like putting the sink on.
And to this day, you never let me remember.
That's okay. So a very exciting future. Destroy All Humans. And then, Tony Hawk's 1 and 2 for PS4. I just remembered. Oh my gosh, tell us about it.
Well, if you know Paul and I, you know that we're both huge Tony Hawk fans, specifically the first two games, and so they just announced they're remaking the game completely
100%.
for PS4.
From the ground up.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful. And they're keeping the old soundtrack and adding new songs.
Yeah.
So-
So we won't have the fifth one as a sour taste. in
Yeah,
our
seriously.
mouth anymore.
Horrible. And we get to listen to Goldfinger's Superman on repeat while we play it.
Yeah.
Great song, and that's going to be great. So it's really cool to see like those last PS4 games that are coming out exclusively.
And can we please talk about Ghost of Tsushima?
Oh,
quick?
yeah.
Because you showed me the trailer of that.
And the game looks stunning.
And God, I was absolutely floored.
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima is the next game from Sucker Punch, who created the Sly Cooper and Resistance series, Infamous. And it takes place in feudal Japan, and you play a character called the Ghost. And your father's trained you in the traditional ways of the samurai, but a new threat comes to your village in your homeworld to destroy it. And you have to learn these new controversial samurai ways that your father doesn't approve of. It's called the Ghost, the Way of the Ghost. And you kind of take on that mantle as you try to face the threat of that's coming to destroy your homeland.
Yeah.
But the game's really cool because when they showed the trailer, the gameplay trailer, like last month or earlier this month, no, it was last month, it was in May. There really isn't a HUD, a heads-up display, so no compass, no nothing. Like, you're guided by the wind. The wind will blow and guide you towards like secrets and
That's
smoke coming out.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so you're guided by the
So
wind, by smoke.
You
It's so cool.
gotta really pay
Yeah.
attention
Yep.
to your environment.
Yeah, it looks brutal. It looks bloody. It looks like a samurai. You can play it in black and white, like the old movies.
And you could play it in Japanese.
In Japan, they recorded. Yep. And that's kind of like that's the last huge PS4 game, really.
That's the thing that got me the most excited. The fact you could play it in black and white and in Japanese with subtitles. So if you do it that way, it's gonna feel like an authentic
Yeah.
samurai movie.
Yeah, it's gonna be incredible. It looks so much fun.
But if you play it in color and in English, the scenery is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it's nice to see. It's nice to see them taking full advantage of the PS4's power to get those graphics.
The PlayStation 4 is
Yep.
going out on a high, so
Yep, just like PS2 did with God of War 2,
yes,
and PS3 did with Last of Us.
yes.
But there was a game announced, teased, that will be coming announced soon, and it is a new Harry Potter game.
It is.
And we got to read these rumors. It is a Harry Potter RPG that takes place after the events of the final movie. And it is a full-blown Harry Potter experience coming to PS4, I think maybe PS5. And it's called Hogwarts: A Dark Legacy.
Whoa, this is the first I'm hearing about it.
Yep. You gotta listen to this. So, according to the leak, you will play as a fully customizable wizard or witch of your choice in a Dark Legacy, who's just enrolled at Hogwarts as a fifth-year student after being transferred from another school of magic arts. The game will apparently include a choice-driven narrative, deep and elaborate skill trees, romanceable NPCs, so you can, I guess that means you can have, a boyfriend or a girlfriend, playable Quidditch, and a fully reimagined version of the Nemesis system using Shadow of Mordor, centered around your academic rivals. So depending on how you treat people in Slytherin, they could become your enemies or your friends, and they won't forget how you treat them either.
Nice.
Yep. So that is a full Harry Potter RPG coming, which is interesting. It doesn't feature Harry Potter. It's a new story from the Wizarding World.
But the Harry Potter name is still on it.
Yeah. No, actually, it's just called Hogwarts.
Oh.
It's called Hogwarts: Dark Legacy.
So
It's new.
Harry Potter related.
Yeah, universe,
but
Harry Potter universe.
It's not Harry Potter,
Yeah, yep.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, another news real quick, I guess before we close, we can touch gosh, baseball still doesn't know what the heck they're doing.
I know it gets worse and worse by the day.
Oh boy, they can't agree on they can't I think what was the latest, like 76 games and like 25% prorated salary or something.
79 games.
Yeah, I've heard 80, I've heard 50, I've heard 60, I've heard 115, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But they're all seem a little greedy over there.
Just give me hockey back.
Yeah, seriously. Gosh, they did a recent poll for Patriots fans on how many Super Bowls do you think the Patriots are going to win in the next 10 years. Most people said 3 to 4.
What? Like, of course I want the Patriots to win 3 or 4, but this is me just being real right now.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe 1 if we're lucky.
Do you think so?
2.
I said 3. I'm being optimistic.
It's still gonna be one heck of a quarterback.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
Gosh, I hope so. They also asked, who do you want to take over? How much longer do you think Bill Belichick is going to be coach? Most people said 5 years.
I'm in the same
Yeah.
ballpark.
Maybe 4 or 5 years.
I was gonna say 4, but
Yeah.
I'm in the same
And
ballpark.
50%, they asked, who do you want to take over? 50% said Josh McDaniels. 25% said Steve Belichick.
I would go with Josh just because if it's Steve Belichick, I wonder if Bill would be able to stay away.
Oh, you like hovering over his shoulder,
If
helicopter coach,
If you know
ex-coach.
what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Because it's his son.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't think Josh McDaniels either though.
Well, no, if you give me the choice of Steve Belichick or Josh McDaniels, I'll take Josh.
Yeah.
But
You think too much nepotism? We'll see.
yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting season. Really. We'll see what happens.
The only question is, is it gonna start on time?
I hope so. I think it will. And then in other news, movie theaters are reopening again. Cineworld, our local theater, is going to be reopening at the end of June, playing classic movies. Drive-ins are already open. Movie production starting up again is really exciting. We're slowly coming out of this thing.
Yes.
So
We turned our corner.
yeah, and hopefully, go out there, be safe.
So,
Protest the injustice,
quick question
but be safe.
before we go.
Yeah, go ahead.
When I say PlayStation, what's the first thing that pops in your head?
The first thing that pops in my head is the controller, and then I also got Twisted Metal and Sly Cooper. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I used to play Twisted Metal for the PS1.
There
But the
you
interesting
go.
thing is when you said PlayStation, I didn't think of the brand. I thought of the first console.
Me too, actually.
The first console, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, and then Xbox doesn't have Shadow of the Colossus. I'm done. Or The Last Guardian.
And we all.
We're losing all of our listeners. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, sorry. But the people.
Hey, you guys are fine. I played Xbox. Don't worry.
But we've been playing PlayStation our whole life.
It's just
Like you guys probably been playing
exactly.
Xbox your whole life.
So go ahead and make fun of us. It'll be fine. We can take it.
A rivalry, but it's a friendly rivalry.
Yeah. Yep. So I think that about closes out.
Because at the end of the day, whether it's Xbox or PlayStation, we're all gamers.
We're all gamers. Yep.
So
I mean, we have people who play PCs, and they're the snobbiest of them all.
yeah,
They look down at us console players like we're little peasants. How dare you play lesser games on your little systems?
and I will say, like, it's nice to know that PlayStation 5 is going back to its roots with more
And you could tell by today.
narrative
And couldn't
driven games.
and couldn't you tell by today? Like those all look like narrative story driven
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
Really impressed. I mean, they'll have multiplayer. Call of Duty's still gonna come out. You know, you're still gonna have those games, but going back to what people grew up with,
But
it's a good idea.
nice to know that this new generation isn't gonna be just focused on multiplayer and
Yeah.
online.
Us whippersnappers don't know what a Fortnite is. No idea.
Yeah, I never understood Fortnite, but that's a different topic
Yeah.
for an entirely different.
Every generation has its
episode.
games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Call of Duty goes all the way back to like 2003.
Like
so.
I got Blades of Steel
Yes.
99.
Blades of Steel 99, Sly Cooper, Jack and Daxter, all the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool. Anything else?
Not only you have
No.
a last minute thing.
Nope. No, I think we're good. Just that, you know, what is it? July? Oh, August 7th. August 7th or August 8th. One of those days is the SpongeBob movie 3 coming to theaters, so expect a review from that.
Yeah.
We're excited about that one. Especially since it got delayed.
Slightly delayed.
Yes, but
But
not still here.
Coming.
Still here. That'll be a lot of fun.
And speaking of movies, did you see the new Scooby-Doo movie?
Oh, Scuba's so great.
You
Scoob was fun because it paid homage to homage. It paid homage to the original Scooby-Doo. It even had a fully animated opening of its original opening from the 60s.
nice.
Mixed it with a lot of cool modern humor, which was great. It didn't fall flat. It was hilarious. And it had the larger Hanna-Barbera universe in it. Like Dick Dastardly, which is from Wacky Races.
I love Dick
Yeah.
Dastardly.
From Wacky Races. So yeah, you gotta watch it. It's really good.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. I love Scooby-Doo so much.
Yeah.
It was great. And then Zac Efron was Fred.
Zac Efron, right?
Yeah, and Simon Cowell's in it.
Nice.
Yeah, as Simon Cowell.
Nice.
I won't spoil it any further. Go watch it. It's great.
Now I really want to watch it.
Yeah, it's so good. It's actually on my Amazon Prime.
Oh.
Go hop in.
I'll have to get your
Go hop in. Oh, and real quick before we go, you can make fun of us all we want, but make Fuller House season 6. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. And anyone who says otherwise, you must not be a Fuller House fan.
I get it. It's corny. It's super corny, but it's like a warm blanket. I love Full House.
But
No
just,
spoilers though.
just like PlayStation, we grew up with Full House and then went to Fuller House.
Yep.
So
It was fun.
let's just say you can't leave that show on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, exactly. Then we're gonna get Fullest House and then Empty House because no one's gonna be able to fit it anymore. They're gonna have to leave.
And then we got Quarantine House.
Quarantine House, where yes, everyone gets COVID-19, and there's 19 seasons of that show,
Nice.
and each season is 30 episodes, and each episode is 3 hours long.
Sounds about right.
Well, anyway, on that note, it's been fun. We're excited for our special coming, our 1-year anniversary special. We'll start posting some hints soon.
And maybe an 11th episode before then, because it wouldn't make sense
Yeah, to do a 12th episode. Yeah,
do a year anniversary
on episode 11.
and not have 12 episodes.
Yeah, yep. No, I completely agree. So that'll be a lot of fun. Look out for that, and look out for some mini episodes coming soon. We're going to get back in the studio soon with our good friend Craig. Shout out to Craig, who is amazing.
Shout out Craig Jordan.
Yes.
At Piano Boy Studio.
Yeah, we love him.
Getting us off the ground.
Yeah, we can't wait to go back. He's awesome, and he's going to edit this very podcast for us in the brilliant way that he does, so we're excited.
Thank you, Craig.
Yes. Thank you, Craig.
Look forward to having a conversation with you again.
Yep, if I were a millionaire, I'd send you like $10. I'm just kidding. Yeah, but awesome. So guys, look out for some future episodes. We hope we have a great night. Thank you for listening.
We'll probably see you in a couple weeks.
Not too much longer.
With episode 11.
Yep, it's all right. It's going to be awesome. You guys have a great night. Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and until next time, we hope you don't audibly groan.